Hi there, this video will show you how to download and install a MySQL 5.5 server and tools onto a Windows 7 64-bit machine. So we're going to go to the MySQL.com website, which I just happen to have open in my web browser already. You can see the URL right there. And right down in the center at the bottom of the page, we have the download button and the Windows x86 32-bit MSI installer text right next to it. Don't worry that it says 32-bit. A 64-bit machine can run 32-bit software. So we're going to go ahead and click the download button. We're going to skip the registration and just go to the downloads page. So there's several mirrors that provide the download for this installation, for this MySQL installer. I'm going to choose Argonne National Laboratory in Chicago, Illinois. There's an FTP link right next to the name. I'm going to click that and the download process should begin. So now the installer is downloading to my downloads directory. It might download somewhere else depending on your web browser configuration, and it might take a while. It's kind of a large installer. Great, now that the MySQL installer has been downloaded, I'm going to go to my downloads directory. Okay, there's the installer, so I'm going to go ahead and double click, and I'm going to press run. And if Windows prompts you for administrator access, go ahead and say yes. It's just Windows asking for an administrator for permission to change the system. Okay, so the installer should start the process of installing MySQL. Just be patient; it might take a while before it asks for any kind of user input. Okay, now we have several actions that we can choose from. We want to install, so we'll go ahead and choose the first one, install MySQL products. We'll accept the license agreement. Should probably also read that, but for now we'll go ahead and accept. We'll click next. Right here the installer is going to check for any updates, so we'll click execute, the execute button. Okay, now that that's done, we'll click next. I'm going to install everything just in case, so I'm going to choose a full installation option. So as soon as that's done, I'll leave everything else the same and then click next again. I have the required prerequisites. Hopefully you do too. If not, you may have to find them on Microsoft's website. So I'll go ahead and click next as well, and now this shows you shows us where all the components that are going to be installed. So just be patient. As soon as you click execute, it'll take a while to install everything. Okay, great. So all the components have been installed. So we'll click next, and now the components are going to be configured. In this case, just the server and some examples. So we'll click next. My machine is going to be a developer machine, so I'm going to leave that choice selected. However, for you, you may want more memory dedicated to your MySQL server, so you might want to choose server or dedicated machine. But I'll go ahead and click next. And then I'm going to leave the port number the same, and also the MySQL service name the same. So right here it's asking down at the bottom for a password for our root user. The root user is like the administrator of the server, like the top level user that's in the server. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my password. You can choose whatever you want. Okay, and then tab to repeat. Okay, so then we click next, and the server should be configured with the options that we allowed it. And now we'll go ahead and click the examples, which required nothing, thankfully. Okay, the configuration is complete, so we'll click Next. And now the installation is complete. The MySQL Workbench is a GUI, graphical user interface, that lets you have access to the server, so you can actually see the stuff that's in there, the databases that are in there. But I'll go ahead and unclick that. This video is just about installation. So we should have a working MySQL server on our Windows 7 64-bit machine now.